How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Back the Box Disc Golf. My name is Cole. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm reviewing the Dynamic Discs EMac Judge, the new release that is an Eric McCabe signature putter. So the EMac Judge has speed of 2, glide of 4, turn of 0, and fade of 1. So if I compare that to my Discmania Link, again, Discmania Evolution line is made by Latitude 64, so it is the same plastic. It's just a slightly different mold. So the Link is 3301, so it's going to be a little bit faster and a little less glide. And this is 2401. And I would argue that the Link has more low speed fade because of the bigger bead compared to the EMac Judge. So that's going to be the main flight number difference between these two discs. So how they made this disc is Eric McCabe wanted a smaller bead on the regular Judge, which he's been putting for years and years. So what they did is they put the micro bead from, I believe it's the Mercy by Latitude 64, on the bottom of this disc. So you have the Judge on top and then the Mercy micro bead on the bottom. So if you've thrown the Dynamic Discs Judge before, it is very similar except for on the bottom. The Judge has a big bead on the bottom, so if you don't like that, this might be the putter for you. As far as profile goes, it's not very deep of a putter, which feels great for me personally. I know a lot of people really do like the deeper putters like the P2 or the Wizard, but I just can't get behind it. I like the shallower putters. And I will be comparing the profile to my Discmania Link, which has been my putter for about the last year. So just looking at them side by side, they're very similar in depth, so they're not too deep and they're not super shallow like some other putters can be. The biggest difference is, and I'll pipe in other videos to show you more carefully, but the bottom of the Link is more rounded and the bottom of the Judge is more beveled, so you see a little bit more of a diagonal line here. Another thing that I found interesting is the bead on the Link is significantly bigger than the bead on the Judge. I had always assumed the Link didn't have that big of a bead because I am not a fan of the big beads at all, and this disc feels perfect for me. So this is probably a medium bead and this is a micro bead, so it's just ever so slightly beaded. Both discs are similarly flat on top, though the Link again has more rounded edges than the Judge. Let's go ahead and take a look at some putts. So the first 8 putts that I have are from about 22 feet. These are my first 8 putts of the day, first 4 putts ever with the EMac Judge. So I'll start off with the Link here. That disc is just so comfortable for me. It's gonna take a lot to kick it out of the bag. And here are my putts with the EMac Judge. Very similar flight. In fact, I'd call it almost an identical flight from 20 feet. And that's one of the main things that I want to sort of cover with this video is from 20 feet, 30 feet and in, most putters fly the same. So it's a matter of your putting as opposed to the disc. So we're going to putt 4 more here, 2 each. We'll start with the EMac Judges this time from about the same distance, 22, 23 feet. It putts really well, honestly. It has a little bit of stability at the end, and it flies basically the same as my Link. So this next clip is from about 55 feet, working on my step putts. That was the Link first. It has some nice fade at the end, so I really have to put it a little bit out to the right, and I didn't do it that time. And now I'm going to do the same distance with the EMac Judge. What you'll notice is that it flies a little bit straighter for longer, but still fades out. So I think that disc is preferable for longer jump putts and step putts than the Link. I personally would recommend something like the Pure for that slot. The Pure is not beaded at all, and it goes straight a long way. But again, putter, at least for me, is all about feel. And these feel very similarly. The only difference is the rounded versus the beveled edge and the bead. Other than that, they feel really very similar. And as far as throwing off the tee goes, the EMac Judge is going to be straighter and a little glidier than the Link, just because this is a bigger bead, so it'll have more low speed stability at the end. So I think the question of the hour is, do I like this disc? And the answer is yes, it is a very good putter. The problem with that is, the Link is also a very good putter. And this is just for me. You can putt with whatever you want. I prefer the feel of the Link, and these flights are similar enough to where it's not going to kick it out of the bag. If this disc flew way differently in a good way, I would have to think about it, but the differences aren't that much. It's maybe a 2-3% difference for me, honestly. I throw a K1 Rico off the tee just because it's a premium plastic and I like the durability of that. But if you like throwing these sort of softer classic blend putter plastics off the tee, this might be a perfect disc for that. Where I don't throw these off the tee very often because they're just not the glidiest putters, and I've had these probably in the bag for 8 months or so, and they're getting pretty beat up, but they really haven't changed flight at all. My takeaway is this. Find the putter that feels the best in your hand, that you feel most confident with, and putt that. In the circle, it doesn't matter. They all fly basically the same. Some discs that start to get beat up will fly a little bit differently, but I like to think that if the flight is not what I want in the circle, I need to really focus on my putt. It becomes a me problem and not a putter problem. And I know that's hard to hear, but sometimes that's what it is. So I would recommend you pick these up. They're a very cool putter. I love the stamp. I love how they feel. So check one out if you can. That has been my quick review of the Dynamic Discs EMac Judge. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Go ahead and leave me a comment. What was the last putter you tried? And did it kick your old putter out of the bag? Let me know in the comments and we can have a conversation about that. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at backofthebox_DG. I love talking discs over there too. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I hope you guys get to play some disc golf soon. I'm gonna go out here in a little bit and move some baskets and try to play a little bit of disc golf. So, bye-bye. Be good to each other.